Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Hope you all are doing good. Now we are going to learn about some of the advanced grouping concepts. Let us start without delay. So guys, let us talk about now on Pandas advanced group. So what I did, first I have taken my dataset and for that I have to run my libraries, right? I did it. Then I have taken Myntra dataset where all the brands and like this one we have already tried in one of the video and this one again I'm trying right now. So brand name, there are different kind of fans, description, then price, MRP, discount percent, ratings, number of ratings. So all these things are there. Now you can see this is what the output I'm getting after running head. Now we will see what is the purpose of doing this. So when we are doing grouping, right, we usually grouping on one column, specific column, right? Like you want to take that column and you want to group it and you want to, after that you are getting sum, right? Mean, then average, right? Then like which is average and we have max, sum and all these things we are guessing, right? Here, this is one step ahead of that and here you will get based on the different type of like for multiple columns you will get it here different columns grouping and we will see like all those methods one after another. So first we will see like there are two methods. So one is a group by dot transform. This is used to perform different group specific computations, and it will return you the result and which is having the same shape. If you have like the same number of columns and rows, right, it is going to give you the same number of columns and this is a output by dot transform. However, we have another advanced method where we are using dot apply, group by dot apply. So we understood group by dot mean, group by dot sum. Now we are going to understand transform and apply method on that. So when you're doing apply method, we already understood apply and map and all these things. What it is expecting a function there, right? So you have to pass a function and that function it is going to basically it is going to aggregated result. Like you can calculate sum and you can calculate some like these are the aggregated output there and you can pass it here. And with that, the shape of the data specifically it might change in case of apply. So we will see all those examples here in below. There are common use cases where we are why we are performing this. One is consider that you have so many missing values and those missing values you want to fit in the group in the in a group statistics. So you can use group like that. Then we have normalizing or standardizing data within the this again one of the method, one of the important method we for which we have to do this. Then we have to like when we are trying to create new features based on some level info and get it by using this. So here what I did, first example in what I have taken. First I have taken a I have grouped it based on the brand names of the output. You can see already here brand name is coming in my it is becoming an index for me when I'm doing it and based on that it is giving me the different kind of output here, right? Then after that now I want to see what are the total number of unique values I have present. So I have 417 unique brands present in my data set. Now we will see. We will perform one after another. So for that particular brand, okay, for the brand, see you can see I have given a name called grouped, right? So in my grouped, I have already grouped it with brand name, which is becoming column for me, or that is an index for me, or a driving factor. Now I want to get the price mean of those brands, based on those brands grouping, I want to price of. And after that, for all those prices which I am getting, I want the mean of it, right? You can see how is it, how we are performing different kind of methods. First, you have to take based on what you want to group. So this is one example. I want to group with price. Then after that, you will do dot transform. I am transforming based on mean. This is the mean value I want to pass. So this is what I am getting output. So what exactly is happening? Consider that, for example, taking this brand. Okay, first Rogan brand it is taken, and all the prices Rogan brand and this brands, they have so many, right? It's not like one only one output you will be seeing here, right? So if you do log, you should be able to see how many count we are getting, right? So we'll not go so deeper there, but yeah, when we are talking about Rogan, okay, it will take all prices of Rogan. How many brands, how many pants are there? It will take that, and it is giving me the mean of those prices. This is what you are able to. Similarly, there, the next one, flying machine. Flying machine, there are so many pants present, right? It's not only this one. If you are seeing 52,000 rows, means there are flying machine specifications is repeated in that data set. It is taking all those prices related to this flying machine brand, and it is getting the mean of it, right? This is what we are able to see output. Likewise, it is doing all the kind of calculation. Okay? Now we will see the shape of it again, just to cross verify whether the how transform works. We see that my shape is not changed, right? After the output, I need to get the grouped shape, right? Grouped. Okay, I don't have. I need to check that data because that price, that price mean got derived from grouped. So yeah, that is fine. Okay. So now next we will see the let us shape of. So this is my grouped shape, grouped data shape, and this is my data original data shape. So now you will see the next example where you can see I have ratings to take n unit. I have 41 different ratings available in my dataset. Just like the way we did for brands, the same way we got it for ratings. Okay. Now I want to calculate, apply. Like we understood how to apply transform. Now we will understand how to use apply. So we have group by dot apply method. It is again based getting used or to perform different kind of custom operations on group data where input here is a function and that function will be applied to each data of that group and it is going to give you the output. Now we will see one after another. So here, as it is expecting a function, so I did some calculation here. You can see I am calculating some metric or some calculation or some metric value I want, like dividing sum with max of each data point. So what I did, I have taken sum of the value and I passed my group because here the expectation is group only, right? It is not an individual column. If it is individual column, then I would have passed here as a column, right? Like this. Second, here group is my local variable, correct? So that group I have taken and I passed that my number of ratings. I need the sum of the number of ratings, and I need the max of ratings. So here group is denoting to this data only, guys, right? This data, and here I am taking number of ratings sum, and max of rating. Okay. And after that, I am just returning my value, sum of my number of ratings divided by max of my ratings. And now we will see how we can pass it. So this is my result I am expecting. However, I am taking data dot group by what I want. I want my price. I want to group by price. What is my price? It's going to give me the value based on ascending order. Okay, by default. And I am applying this dot apply this metric, and it is going to give me some metric value, like whatever the output I am going to get sum divided by max, it is going to give that output. Now let us see that output which I am getting. Let us see. So you can see it is giving me the group by price. Each category, like I have 337 as a price, and for that 337, how many ratings we got, like people have got, even to that particular brand which is present related to this, and it is going to give me that output, like it is taking those number of ratings, sum of those number of ratings and dividing by max of the rating related to this particular brand and price, and it is giving me that output, right? So this is how we can achieve our transform and apply. Now we will see we have a data set present, and that data set, wherever you are seeing, that is a type of object type. And in that data set or series or data frame, both it is applicable. Or in that data frame, you want to convert that to a categorical variable, that can be achieved here as well in case of pen. So here, I have people see my data.info. In that, this brand name is available as object. By default, all the string values are getting saved as an object type only. But however, I want to convert that to a categorical type. How can I do it? You can see I have taken my brand name, and there is something called as type, right? We understood how as type is getting used. As type is the method by which you can convert from one type to another type. So here I am saying my as type as category. Category is it's a existing word in keyword. I want to convert them to category, and we'll see the output brand name. You can see it is categories, right? Categories detail. After getting converted, it is becoming categories detail, right? Okay. We will see now all the categories present. Let me print it. So it is telling me here, right? All the categories present in the, but like in this data set. Okay, all these categories means all the brand names it is, and along with that, it's giving me the length of those categories, right? Like total how many brands are present. Let me see the info of it. Okay, so this is the info. Okay, you can see, observe this. This is your index 0 to 5 to 119. There is no null values present in data set. Now we will go ahead and see how to add a new category. Here category means what, guys? It's a particular brand, right? Here we are talking about brand means it's a category. So I want to add another new brand to my data set. How can we? Here you can see I have a new brand. I want a new brand, so I am taking a new brand as a separate column or a separate data frame. And here I am passing data brand name. So I am passing my brand name because I need to add a new brand name. So my data input should be brand name. Then after that, I am taking dot cat. This is how you have to, like this is the denoting of categories. You can just use dot cat, and this is a method of add underscore categories, and I want Facers to be my brand added. It is not ending here. After that, what you have to do, you need to check what is in which index you want to add it. So basically, if I'll add in between these indexes, right, 0 to 5 to 119, this value will change. some of the existing value will change. I do not want that exercise to be happening. I want my data should be present in this index. So I can pass my index here, right? And this is your data set or data frame. And I'm assigning that to FASR. So after adding the category, you need to assign it to get inserted into the data. And you should be able to see that my FASR brand is getting added to my data. 52120 and add it. And you can see all the categories present here. This is your data. This is not this one, this data. And if you want to see the new brand categories, it's not new brand is having, new brand is not having any brand name. It is just okay, got it. Let me take you to another example. This is because new brand is just a it's not a column, it's not a data frame, guys. It's just a output which you are getting right there. So that's why it is not taking. Now we will see how to rename a category. How to rename a category. So here this is the way we can category again, which is the old category and which is the new category I want to rename. So here again rename the brand I have taken. And for example, we want to see the new brand. For example, let it do like this. If you want to see this column should be coming, we'll try this. Not tried it, let's try this. Okay. So here, instead to perform the assignment, also it is telling that if you want to do this, can use log operation. So with this, it is not possible. We need to apply log operation here to achieve it. I can do it. Okay. So perfect. Now we will see how we are changing renaming it. Need to run this again. Then after that, want to see the renamed. I don't know, guys. It is not come here. Okay, let me take new brand here. The summing and have it. This. Yeah, so you can see here, guys. Now I'm getting so I have to take brand new brand, not the original one, because original one is not having this password over there, right? So I have taken a new brand and I want to rename that category to trial, or you can just some. So it got changed, you can see. So this is how you can change or you can rename any of the brands in your data set. And like I said, right, I have already taught you in our previous this log. If you want that particular index value, you just need to pass that index, to pass that column name and assign the new value of the renewable. And you want to remove any unused categories, so this is how we can do it. Cat remove category. However, we don't have any unused here because everything has some values over here. So, but however, if unused categories are present, if that is not assigned to any other values in your data set, it is going to be removed like this. And let us see brands. So like you can see, right, before it was 52120, now it is 5121 because we have added FASR as a brand over. Right? Now, with this, we have completed all our advanced concepts of pandas. And we will see our upcoming topics in our next videos. Till that time, see you. Bye. Well, that is all. We'll cover further pandas topics in our upcoming videos. Till that time, see you. Bye. Start subscribing, like, share your comments, share your valuable feedback. Share this channel link to all your friends who are in need. Till that time, see you. Thank you.